Joining us in studio, of course, is Gary Dierenfeld, YourSocialWorker.com has joined us in studio. Man, are you surprised we've got to this point where we need a device to tell us we got to step more, we got to, and it's not about working out, it's about the movement that you have between workouts. It's what you're doing, for the other however many hours of the day.
So let me start by saying, Scott, I love you regardless of what you weigh. And I brought you the cupcakes to prove it.
We should try to work that into every conversation. In every conversation, one of us has to tell the other that they love each other.
Listen, there's some interesting new research.
Are these cupcakes?
They are, and they're for you.
Well, it's a fitness bit, and you're bringing me in cupcakes. What the heck is this?
Wrap your head around that.
Exactly. Wait a sec. I'm going to start stuffing as I eat these.
So some research out of the University of Washington, it just hit the press, and I think that's why we're talking about this today. And that research is funded, you got to know, by the technology sector. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, they want to sell more Fitbits.
Yeah.
But having said that, the question is Fitbit a good tool or a reasonable tool to help engage us in fitness activities to keep us in shape? And regardless of selling more or less, what the research finding says, there's a large percentage of people that after a couple of weeks or a couple of months, the Fitbit is left in the top drawer.
Like any other tech device, perhaps.
Whether it's the Stepmaster or Climber, whatever those things were, we tend to leave these things, right? Go to any garage sale.
That one in the rear end, the Thighmaster. Yeah, Thighmaster.
Go to any garage sale, what are you going to see?
A Thighmaster.
So the researchers say that, when we stop using the technology, they call it a lapse in the use. And apparently the headlines are some of us feel guilty when we've had these lapses. I don't know if it's guilt or buyer's remorse, right? Because I bought this thing and now
it's lost the novelty.
Exactly. But having said that, there is some function to tracking our progress through fitness. And what the research we're also looking at is what kind of feedback do we need at different stages through our fitness regime or process over the days, weeks, or months. And to me, that's the part that was interesting in their research. We need very specific data on almost a daily or weekly basis when we start. That shifts to aggregated data, so data over weeks or months. And then they also looked at the context in which the data is delivered. Should it be motivational? Should it just be informational?
It's even how you say the message, as opposed to a positive or negative spin.
Exactly. Okay, you son of a gun.
You've only done this much.
You've only done this.
As opposed to you've done this much.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And so, look, at the end of the day, let's sell more Fitbits, apparently.
So make them nicer? Oh, that's the key? We want a nicer Fitbit.
We're trying to figure out the psychology of this. And some will feel guilty because legitimately they want to lose weight or they want to get in better shape. But at the end of the day, still, the best solutions actually tend to be social. If you can become a member of a group where you can get that kind of peer support, you're likely to be more successful.
Is that what this replaces? The buddy system at the gym? One more. Is it the Fitbit? Is it replace the workout buddy?
Well, I think once Fitbit gets, looks at the other research out there and says, turn this into a social thing and comparative thing, and so that each other we can provide that kind of enthusiasm and support.
Like a fitness Facebook page.
There you go. Then I think they'll be.
We got to find some investors and shut up right now because we're letting great stuff out of the bag here.
Have a cupcake in the meantime.
Really, till the feeling goes away. That being said, does this become a negative at any point? I can see the advantages. You're working out. One more, blah, blah. But this is on us. Again, it's more information coming to us all the time. I've got pressures from all parts of my life. Now I got my Fitbit yelling at me.
Right. So if you're one of those persons that has that kind of internal dialogue, what are you doing? You're a loser. You're not getting on with this. Or forget an internal dialogue. It can be an external one with your spouse, a partner, an intimate partner, and they chastise you for no longer using and or wearing the Fitbit. That's not a good thing, obviously. So look, if you're going to use these things, try to develop a support group around it.
Yeah.
Use a lot of data when you first start. Aggregate the data, and go onto the internet. You'll understand what these terms mean. Aggregate the data over time, and try and give some positive messaging to yourself and to your peers.
Could it be that once you've worn these things for a month or so, you kind of know what your average is, you kind of know what you do, so, unless I'm going to torque it up or slow it down, I know I'm good, I don't need to wear this anymore?
There's so much truth to that, and so that is, why some of the people did, to use their language, lapse in terms of the Fitbit use as well, that it served its function.
Like it's our fault we've stopped using this product. It's not that we're bored of the product or the product isn't that good. You have the problem, not the product. That's hilarious. Man, it's amazing how this is spun. Is it too much information? Like I said, we're being bombarded all the time. Now we've got this thing.
My wife and I, we go out, we walk the dog daily, and from time to time we meet up with our friends, either walking their dogs or all of a sudden with a spring in their step, and they're flashing their wrist at us.
Oh, no, it's come to that, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. There's this kind of statusy thing. I've got the latest Fitbit. So, look at what this has come to. Look, if that turns your crank, if that helps you, I'm not putting it down by any means.
No.
But
what you can always say to your neighbors is, well, we always wondered why you were walking around the baseball diamond 3 or 4 times instead of just the normal once around the park. We thought maybe you were troubled in some sort and needed some sort of help. You just kept walking in circles all the time. Now that we know that you're fine, we'll move on. Has the novelty worn off? Will these continue? Or, my phone, I got a smartphone, and it's got one of these things on it if you feel like carrying your phone around like a smart bit.
Yeah,
or a Fitbit.
At the end of the day, it's another tool in the toolbox. It will wear off for many within days to weeks after making the purchase. Just like all of those other exercise machines that are filling our closets. But having said that, for some, it's a valuable tool.
Again, does this say that we're relying too much on technology and not enough on the human condition?
I'm kind of with you on that.
I don't need a trainer. I got this.
Well, there's that. And for goodness sakes, just go for it. Yeah, I'll tell you a personal story. My wife is here listening in on this. She said, Gary, you got to lose weight. You got to go for a walk. And I said, no, thanks. And I said, if we get a dog, I'll go for a walk.
You got an excuse.
That's right. My wife says, what, I'm not good enough?
And what was the answer to that?
I said, you're absolutely good enough. A dog is better. So we have the dog. We go for our walks around the blocks. If you want to
you're walking home, by the way.
That's right. If you want to get fit, find something that motivates you.
Yeah.
And you have to set goals like for any other change of behavior in life. You have to set some goals, have reasonable objectives and strategies to achieving those goals.
Are we relying too much on this sort of stuff to do it for us, whether it's the ThighMaster or the Fitbit or the Jane Fonda workout video? At the end of the day, are we trying to find a replacement for just doing it?
Yeah, we are relying on it too much if we think this is the be-all, this is the answer.
Yeah.
Because there is no be-all, there is no answer. They're only tools to support us along the way. If you need a bit of a tool I should watch how I say that. If you need a support to help you along the way, this is available.
All right, Gary Dierenfeld has been with us, social worker, yoursocialworker.com to find out more. As always, Gary, thanks for coming in. I love you and your wife.